Hi, welcome back to Island Time Art Design. Today I'm going to test different hair serums that you would use in your hair to get out the frizzies, and I'm going to see if that can be substituted for silicone oil in our paint to create large cells. So sit back and relax. You're on Island Time now. Okay, so the different hair serums that I have today are, I have Redken Smooth Lock. There we go, Redken Smooth Lock Heat Glide. Renewing Argan Oil of Morocco, which looks like this. BioSilk Silk Therapy. John Frieda Frizzies. So all of these products have dimethicone in them, and you can read in the product label if the first or second ingredient is dimethicone or dimethical or something like that. I've looked all these up and they all have it except for the argan oil, which I think is just argan oil. Nope, it's also dimethiconol. So I don't know if there's a difference between dimethicone and dimethiconol, but they all are very similar. So what I was going to do is use the middle cup to be just my control. It's only going to have Floetrol and paint in it, which I've already mixed up on the side here. And then the other 4 cups are going to be the test products, the hair care products. So I've already mixed up my Floetrol. I've put about 3/4 cup of Floetrol in these 9-ounce cups, and then I put a squirt, or probably 2 squirts of heavy body Sax paint. This is Sax True Flow Heavy Body Acrylic. There'll be a link below in the comments if you're interested in purchasing these items with the paints. And I'm going to go ahead and get started here. What I'm going to do is try to do the same technique in all 5 cups, except like I said, the middle one is not going to have one of these oils in it. It's just going to have Floetrol. So I'm about 3/4 cup, so I'm going to just top off a couple of these so that I get to 3/4 cup, and then I'll do another layer of yellow. I'll do the oil and then the layer of yellow next. The reason I'm topping these off at about 3/4 cup is because I want the oil to be at the top of the cup. When I flip it, it's going to be at the bottom of the cup. And that means that oil, when I flip it over, is going to start working its way up through the paint layers. And that's what creates the cells. And I'm going to do 3 drops if I can. This one creates like a drizzle effect because it doesn't just drop in one spot, and I'll show you. There's more of a drizzle going on there rather than it being a round circle. And then again, this is our control, which has no oil in it. All right, so I do not want to flip these directly onto the canvas because then the oil will touch the canvas, and at the end it could leave just a spot of canvas, and you want your canvas to be covered with paint, not with oil or not with the canvas showing through. So I'm going to go ahead and do a layer of yellow. So to get the biggest cells, you need thick paint and you need a lot of paint. And if you don't have either one just right, you're going to end up tilting and stretching all your cells out. All right. Now this is the exciting drum roll part, because I have to flip these over without spraying paint all over the place. This one is our control. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got a little extra there, that's all right. This is our Redken Smooth Lock. This is our Argan Oil. This is our John Frieda Frizzies. And this last one is our BioSilk, Silk Therapy BioSilk. All right, I was able to get the paint on the canvas, so that's always good. I'm gonna leave it set up a little bit. What I'm doing right now is the paint from the bottom of the cup is reaching the canvas. It's coming down through these cups. The oil, which was at the top of the cup, is working its way up. It was at the top of the cup. It's working up each of these paint layers, and that creates our cells. The Floetrol sometimes makes cells on its own, so that's why it's our control, because if these cells are much bigger than these cells, we know we have some success. And part of the experiment is, will each of these 4 be different? Will they have bigger cells or smaller cells, or more rounded cells, or you know, I don't know. I've never tried this before, so let's start by doing our flip cups. I'm going to flip the center cup, and then I'm going to flip each of these cups to the corners. I have a lot of paint in these little cups. This is the argan oil. This is the Redken. This is the Frizzies. And I'm not going by color, I'm going by number of cells, size of cells. That's what I'm looking for. This is the BioSilk. So right now it's becoming a beautiful painting already. I'm going to let these set up. I'm going to see the cells starting to come up on their own before I do anything else to it. Right now I see a streak of oil on the Redken. There's a bubble of oil that when I pulled the cup away, it stretched the oil out. I'm not seeing a lot going on with the argan oil. With the Silk Therapy, I'm seeing some beautiful cells starting to develop. And with the Frizzies, I'm seeing a lot of white, which makes it hard to see the cells, but I am seeing them slowly coming up. There's little tiny dots that are just starting to burst. These 2 were done last, so I expect these to show more cells faster than these, because these were the last 2 I did. So I'm going to let you zoom in, take a look. There is the Redken, there is the argan, there's the Frizzies, and there is the BioSilk. And next I'm going to use the torch. So I like to torch and then I like to tilt. Letting it set brings up the cells, and it brings them up with a lot of paint so that they can be nice round cells. If you tilt too soon, you're going to stretch out your cells and they're not going to be round, and that's okay too. But if you want round cells, the tilting has to be done in the right order, and it has to be done not to the extreme. But first I'm going to torch it because I want to open up cells, because I do see there's some pockets that haven't opened yet, and once they open you'll start to see the little rings. So I've just got this torch here. I'm going to put a link in the comments below if you want to purchase a torch. This is not a kitchen torch, it's just an industrial torch. And I'm seeing them already open up. Lots of cells opening. Okay, so I didn't torch it too long. I also didn't talk about the center. Remember, that's our control. That's just Floetrol. So we are seeing cells, big cells growing here, but not in the Floetrol. So I would say that we are successful with hair care products with these three. This one, I'm still seeing some air bubbles, and because it's all white, it's hard to see them. I'm going to help it out a little bit with the more torch. I do see a couple other cells or some bubbles that I'm going to try to get out. Okay, so that opened a lot more. And when I torch, I try to hit the torch going across the surface just to break up the bubbles. And I still see some more bubbles going on in there that aren't being popped with the torch. I may torch again after I tilt. So let me help you zoom in on these so you're absolutely sure that you understand what a cell is. This is the Redken. So this is the Redken here. And this is a big cell. And this is a big cell. And this is the argon. These are like air bubbles. They might be oil bubbles, but they're probably air bubbles from stirring the paint. There's a argon oil bubble, or a cell, but not a lot going on with the argon oil. And then down here we've got the frizzies. We've got some nice cells here with the frizzies. Got a white cell here and small cells here. This might be just Floetrol because it does look very similar to the Floetrol here. And then this is the Silk Therapy. Big cells here with the Silk Therapy. Okay, and zoom back out again. All right, so you can see that there are some big cells. I would say that I would avoid argon oil, although it might just be because the layers of the paint, maybe the white was too thick of a paint for it to come through. I think of the ones I like here, I like these cells here from the Silk Therapy. And I think the frizzies would have been even more beautiful if the colors had come out right. I also think the Redken worked nicely. Again, with the white, you don't see as much with a white cell, but had that landed on this color, I think that would have been a very beautiful cell. If you'd like to see how I made this painting, click this link. If you've learned something from this video, please give me a thumbs up. There's also a link right below the video where you can subscribe. When you click on that, you can get notified of future videos. And don't forget, in the comments below, there's going to be a list of supplies that I've used to create my paintings.